It's July, and this is the Library Roadshow. On the show today, Treasures from the Attic, the Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Awards, and more. Welcome to the July edition of the Library Roadshow. I'm Mary Stein, and this is a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. We are really off to a great summer reading program, and I really mean programs. Already, thousands of kids have been entranced by fabulous and free performances and events, and we are not slowing down in July. We've had standing room only crowds for the Harvey Rabbit and Friends show, Howard Pink and his musical Garden Hoses. Our feet have been tapping along with the Baton Rouge Ballet Theater, the Chris Cangelosi Dance Project, Rhythm and Soul, and the Sock Rockers. We've experienced magical stories with musical storyteller Johnette Downing, and Kipling's Just So stories have come alive with Playmakers of Baton Rouge. Cartoonist Mike Hartel has convinced us that we can all turn scribbles into a different kind of storytelling. Plus, we've hosted reading pigs, canine dogs, mounted police on horseback, and more. Still on tap, Bugs, Birds, and Princesses, and summer reading parties all over town. Great books to read all along the way. Please do your kids a favor and bring them to their nearest library to sign up for the summer reading program. If you need more convincing, check out our Facebook page and look at photos of all those captivated faces. A sure way to beat the summertime blues. And we didn't leave out the older set. Our teens have made their own movies, built robots, learned about the video game industry, and plays laser tag, giant Jenga, and the chocolate games. And the life-size Hungry Hungry Hippo event was hilarious. We'll keep up the pressure during July as we try to lure teens into the library with great programs, all free of course, and along the way, entice them with great books. Renowned author Claudia Gray will be our special guest in July, bringing her experience as a writer for the Star Wars universe, as well as her paranormal teen romance. Whichever genre you like, it'll be out of this world. While to me, reading is its own reward, we know that a little encouragement doesn't hurt. So in addition to the regular incentives that teens win for reading, top readers at each branch will get special prizes donated by local businesses, and the top reader will win a Kindle Fire HD6. It's not too late to sign up. Visit ebrpl.com to view programs in the latest issue of the newsletter, The Source, or browse the online calendar. Lots to choose from for every age and interest.
Free access to books, audio, and library resources are just a few of the benefits available to you when you get a library card. Need free access to a computer? You get that. Want free access to premium digital resources like Mango Languages and lynda.com? You get that. Need to book a meeting space? You get that. Heck, you can even check out a telescope or use a digital printer with your library card. If you live in East Baton Rouge Parish, pick up your free library card from your local branch library today. Premium access to everything the library system has to offer is waiting for you.
In the summer, we often have a little more time for leisure activities, and what could be more relaxing than reclining on the couch, sipping a cool beverage, and chomping down on some hot, buttery popcorn during movie night at home? And the library can make that so easy. Adam St. Pierre joins us now to explain in the digital download.
IndieFlix has now become InstantFlix. InstantFlix still offers tons of great independent films and shorts, but they also have over 7,000 feature films, documentaries, classic TV shows, and web series from 85 countries. So you can find classics like Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, The Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Roy Rogers Show, and Betty Boop. Or documentaries like Emmy Award-nominated Good Fortune, Ken Burns' The Address, and Beautiful Darling. And all sorts of PBS programming. From rock prophecies to the Fidel Castro tapes, InstantFlix has got you covered. And it's all free with just your library card. To check out InstantFlix, head over to the digital library page at ebrpl.com.
Thanks, Adam. And if that's not enough, We offer movies in Overdrive, the Criterion Collection, even Mango. That's not counting the thousands of Blu-rays and DVDs in stock throughout the library system. And don't get me started on movies shown in the library. So save your money for the popcorn. Check out or stream movies for free and get your screening party started. Let's shift gears and check in with Kayla Perkins, reporting in from beyond the stacks.
This month, we have our feet on the ground and our head in the stars. The Baton Rouge Astronomical Society hosted a summer program that brought the magic of the universe into the Bluebonnet Regional Branch Library. We're here at the Bluebonnet Regional Branch where the Baton Rouge Astronomical Society is going to put on a summer reading program that's sure to be out of this world. Let's check it out. The Baton Rouge Astronomical Society is a foundation of amateur astronomers in the Baton Rouge area. We dropped in on one of their programs to meet Christopher Kersey and learn more about what he does and why he does it.
The Baton Rouge Astronomical Society does this every summer. We offer every branch an opportunity to have a astronomical and physics outreach event for the kids.
Literacy is the foundation to do so many things. Astronomy is no exception.
All of the stuff that I learned in astronomy when I was a kid, 80% of it came from books. And I do realize now that there are websites, the internet, and videos and stuff like that. I always go back to books. You've got to be literate if you want to work for any sort of science operation, whether it's a private company or a contractor or NASA. If you want to be a NASA astronaut or artist or dietitian or anything like that, you've got to know your stuff.
Chris's program lasted 2 full hours. In that time, we brought a little of the galaxy into the lives of local kids and their parents.
A lot of the resources, of course, are already here. The East Baton Rouge Parish Library System has a wonderful shuttle program where they'll deliver stuff from other branches to your branch if you want it. What we always do at these locations is use one of the tables, that one's going to be the one for today, to set up a whole bunch of books that do circulate, and almost always a lot of those books are gone at the end of each session. It's very hard to bring space into a room, so you do the next best thing. You bring slides, you bring books about space, and you bring some stuff related to physics, which is of course how the universe works, where things in the universe come from, how they interact, and where they're going to go when they reach the end of their existence. So we've got stuff here on these tables that are almost all interactive for the kids, related to heat and other forms of radiation, a whole bunch of different things to show them exactly how, in many ways, the universe is more incredible than science fiction.
Inspired? You can join the Baton Rouge Astronomical Society on their website. Wow, that program was astronomically fun. If you'd like to find out what other cool programs are coming up at your library, pick up a copy of the newsletter, The Source, or visit us online at www.ebrpl.com. The Baton Rouge Astronomical Society frequently makes use of our telescope at the main library for their regular programming. It's a really fun group to be a part of. Mary?
Thanks, Kayla. The library's been proud to partner with the Baton Rouge Astronomical Society for decades. They've been so generous with their time and talents and even their telescopes. And there are loads of great resources in print and online to spark the imagination on every possible reading level, plus more to view on DVD. Everything from fascinating documentaries on space to great films like The Martian and my favorite, Star Wars. Stay right there after the break. Barbara Roos joins me for a chat right here on the Library Roadshow.
Don't let E. coli mosh with your food. An estimated 3,000 Americans die from a foodborne illness each year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So always separate raw meat from vegetables. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
You're watching the July edition of the Library Roadshow. Everything you need to know about your local library system. Now, earlier in the show, I mentioned a few programs specifically designed for our teen audiences. It's a very special demographic, and we've worked very hard over the years to build up a collection of books that they'll actually like to read. One of the ways we do that is through our participation in the Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award program. Joining me now is Barbara Roos, coordinator for our Teen and Services Department here at the library. Okay, Barbara, the Louisiana Young Readers' Choice Award is quite a mouthful. What is Lyric?
Lyric is a collection of books, generally 15, that are chosen for grades 6 through 8 to read. We actually also have books for the teens, grades 9 through 12, and that's Louisiana Teen Readers' Choice Award.
And so who picks these books?
Librarians from all over the state, not just public librarians, but also school librarians. And so they come in and they generally have 3 committee meetings and whittle down a huge list. They usually start off with 190 books, which is crazy. They try to narrow it down to 10.
And so everybody reads, and then you whittle down that list, and then what happens?
And then once they've chosen the books, they will tell everybody that these are the books that you need to get to your teens. They send it out to the schools, they send it out to the public libraries. And as a public library, we go into the schools, middle and high school, and we book talk all these lists and get the teens excited about reading the books.
So I've seen this in action. You actually go into the school classrooms, hundreds of school classrooms every year, and you basically give commercials for some of these fabulous books. Like here, The 14th Goldfish, Believe in the Possible by Jennifer L. Holm. You actually do a commercial for this book to a class to try to get them excited about reading.
The trick is to tell them enough and then leave them hanging so that they say, what's next? And you say, gotta read the book.
That's right. I'm not going to give away the ending. Here's To All the Boys I've Loved Before. So that already the title starts to give you a little hint that this is not the Scarlet Letter.
Exactly. And we have nonfiction. We sometimes put a graphic novel on there. We try to reach all demographics and all interests.
Now, could these books be actually used for the required summer reading?
Oh, definitely. Most schools generally do use these now for the required summer reading. And so because of that, they can only check out 3 weeks at a time. They have to be brought back so that everybody can have a chance to read. But we put maybe 48 copies in our system of each title.
So it's not like there's just one copy of Rain, Rain, or one copy of Upside Down in the Middle of Nowhere. There are plenty of copies to choose from, and we also have them as ebooks, don't we?
We do, and when I can get them in audiobooks, we have them in audiobooks to download to your phone.
Oh, right, right. So lots to think of, lots to read, and lots to keep track of. Thanks for taking time out from all your great summer reading programs, and now get back to work. After this break, author Gerald Moses, plus book reviews from one of our younger library patrons. That and more coming up next on the Library Roadshow.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Ballerina. Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. The pressure's too much. I quit. I get it. I can do better. Just please, don't leave.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, It's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back to the July edition of the Library Roadshow. Civil War Treasures from the Attic is an eye-opening true story about life during the Civil War. Written by Gerald Moses, the story follows the first-hand experiences of Gerald's great-grandfather, Webster Moses, as told through personal letters written and sent to his future wife, Nancy Mallory. Author Gerald Moses joins us now on the phone. Gerald, when and how did you discover these letters from your great-grandfather, and to whom were they addressed?
I learned of the letters my great-grandfather, Webster W. Moses, and a young Quaker girl, Nancy Mallory, exchanged while researching my family's genealogy. The bundle of letters and the journal that Webster kept during the war were found by one of their children in the attic of a farmhouse near Tracy, Minnesota, after Nancy Moses died in 1942 at the age of 95. Because Webster had served in a Kansas cavalry regiment, the letters were given to the Kansas State Historical Society in Topeka, Kansas.
What was Webster doing during the war?
Webster Moses was a teacher at Wyanett, Illinois when the Civil War began. He was a boarder at the household of George Mallory, and Nancy Mallory was one of his students. When he volunteered to join the Union Army, 3 of Nancy's brothers went with him.
What regiment was Webster a member of?
Webster Moses and 85 young men from Wyanett went to Springfield to volunteer at the outset of the war. When they arrived, the initial quota for Illinois had been filled, so they returned home. Soon after, they learned that the new state of Kansas was organizing military units. So they marched to Quincy, Illinois, then to Leavenworth, Kansas to volunteer. At Leavenworth, they took a vote to decide whether to join the infantry or the cavalry. The Wyanett group formed Company D of the 7th Kansas Volunteer Cavalry. The regiment quickly became known as the Kansas Jayhawkers.
Did you use the genealogy resources at the library for any of your research?
The genealogy department at the Bluebonnet Library was instrumental in getting this book started. I learned that Kansas State Historical Society had microfilmed the exchange of letters by Webster and Nancy, and the journal Webster wrote during the war. I asked for the microfilm to be forwarded to the genealogy department of the Bluebonnet Library, where I made photocopies of each page.
What made you decide to publish the letters?
I worked off and on for at least a dozen years on this project, transcribing the letters, arranging them in chronological order, checking the geographical names of towns and rivers and creeks, and identifying the persons mentioned in the letters, family members and generals of both Union and Confederate units. It finally reached the point where I either had to publish the letters or they might be erased from my computer after I'm gone.
Civil War Treasures from the Attic is a unique book. You can pick up a copy for yourself at your local branch library and find other great titles on this chapter in American history. Let's shift gears now and find out what kids have been checking out from local branch libraries to read this summer.
What's your favorite book?
Spidey.
Can you show it to me?
The big red thing try to kill you. Spider-Man can raise their spiders.
Yes, he does.
And he gets scared of the big red thing.
What is that sticky stuff coming out of Spider-Man's hands? What is that sticky stuff?
Spiders.
Spiders.
I think Spider-Man can get you.
Is that like his superpower? Does he eat it? Who brings you to the library? Your mom does?
My mom.
Awesome. Do you like to come to the library? Can you tell me what it is you like about the library?
Spider-Man.
Thanks, Mikey. It's great to see how the youngest patrons are making good use of your library system. And I love Spider-Man too, but I'm especially partial to turtles. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that is. They hang out with a whole posse of superheroes in our Comics Plus online database. Just grab your library card, go to the digital library and choose Comics Plus. Now stay right there, you're watching the Library Roadshow.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund Reading.
No.
Let me try. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out words.
Playing world music.
What?
I give up.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Look at me. Hey.
Raymond, look at Mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe he can't hear us. Maybe we're not stimulating him enough. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke. I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. Protect the ones you love. Spot a stroke fast.
My name is Melissa Easton, and I'm head of the Special Collections Department of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library, located on the second floor of the main library at Goodwood, where Baton Rouge history comes alive. The fez is one of the most recognizable symbols of the Shriners Fraternal Organization. It was adopted as the Shriners' official headgear in 1872. Named after the city of Fez, Morocco, the hat represents the Arabian theme upon which the fraternity was founded. Each fez is custom made, and a Shriner may own more than one fez depending on his activities and memberships. The official emblem of the Mystic Shrine is the motif seen here. The crescent is composed of two royal Bengal tiger claws united in a gold setting by a keystone. On the keystone's face is the head of a sphinx. Depicted above the crescent is a scimitar from which the crescent and star are suspended. The star is a reference to the Star of the East observed over Bethlehem at the time of the birth of Jesus. This fez belonged to a member of the Jerusalem Temple of the Shrine Baton Rouge chapter. This chapter first begins to appear in records in 1949 and seems to have disbanded sometime in the mid-1980s, though no official records have confirmed this. This particular hat was owned by Edgar T. MacArthur, who is a Baton Rouge businessman and a lifelong member of local fraternal organizations. See this and many other artifacts of historical significance at the Baton Rouge Room Archive, located inside the Special Collections Department in the main library at Goodwood, where Baton Rouge history comes alive.
You're watching the July edition of the Library Roadshow, a production of your East Baton Rouge Parish Library System. It's so neat to hear the origins behind something we've seen marching past us in a parade. Learning the historical context of artifacts like the fez completes the picture. There's so much interesting information about the history of Baton Rouge gathered here under one roof. Come on down and spend a little time in the Special Collections Room. Who knows what you'll discover? It's all available at the main library on Goodwood, and it's all free with your East Baton Rouge Parish Library card.
It's a smoking hot summer, and there's no better way to exercise your mind than reading a sizzling selection of hot reads. To get your pages turning this month, we must begin with R&B dance sensational, the original bad boy of music, Mr. Bobby Brown. His new biography, Every Little Step, hit bookstores, and it was my prerogative to scoop my copy up, and it is well worth the wait. Fresh in a new marriage with 2 kids to match his other 5, Bobby tells the story of his life, From his rise to fame, to his marriage, to America's darling Whitney Houston, to their flagrant drug abuse and the fall of their nuptials. Bobby discusses growing up in a large family, his attempt to fry chicken and cocaine batter, and all the juicy tidbits about his life with Whitney. I couldn't put it down. Moreover, you can even get the audio copy, and Bobby himself reads it. He even has other members of New Edition, old managers, and friends that corroborate his wacky tales. I give it 6 snaps in a B formation. You won't be able to put it down. Coming to a theater near you is Gene Haglin's Into the Forest. In the not-too-distant future, 2 sisters who live in a remote forest struggle to survive. We find the 2 Sheroes isolated in a country house after a massive continental-wide power outage. Discovering the world around them on the brink of apocalypse, the sisters fight intruders, disease, loneliness, and starvation. The film, hitting theaters on the 22nd of this month, stars Ellen Page and Evan Rachel Wood. And you all know I cannot resist a rambunctious and raunchy comedy. If you like your books a little racy, you have got to read Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates and 1,000 Cocktails by the titular characters themselves, Mike and Dave Stengel. Real-life brothers Mike and Dave put on a Craigslist ad for wedding dates. Nothing too strange until the ad goes viral. Chronicles their experience with this ad and the subsequent search for dates around the country. You can find them all in this delightful romp. The film stars Adam Devine and Zac Efron, who thankfully is shirtless a lot, along with Anna Kendrick and Aubrey Plaza, and you know this one will be rated T for Tamika approved. And that's how the page turns.
Thanks, Tamika. For me, summertime means the reading is easy. I've got so many books checked out and lined up, ready to go on vacation with me. You know you can borrow 50 things at one time, and we just raised the maximum limit on ebooks to 15. Plus all those great magazines in print and online. I'll never run out of reading material. And it all counts towards my summer reading log. Remember, there's still time for every member of the family to register for the summer reading program. Get your books and earn your swag. Get in the game. Read. And now for today's contest. Visit the library's Facebook page at facebook.com/EBRPL. I want to see a picture or drawing of your favorite reading hangout, real or imaginary. That's facebook.com/EBRPL. And while you're there, enjoy. We are not your grandfather's library anymore. What's coming up on the Library Roadshow next month? Well, believe it or not, we have to start thinking about the next school year. And we're going to make another call out for reading buddies to help in our local schools.
Tune in next month and I'll be showcasing the Multicultural Festival at the Greenwell Springs Road Regional Branch.
And I'll be loading up the bookmobile with the new books for the fall.
Thanks so much for joining us on the Library Roadshow this month. And remember, your East Baton Rouge Parish Library is open 7 days a week at each and every one of 14 conveniently located branches, plus 24/7 on the web. Check us out at ebrpl.com.
And that's how I roll.